So, we're live on Zoom, I think. Lachlan, I think you need to unmute yourself on Zoom. I think you need to unmute yourself there.
Happy to oblige.
There we go. There we go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's have a quick test on Zoom. If anyone can send in the chat like a quick hi, hello. Let's see. There we go. Caleb, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There we go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another live trading room here at the Trading Pit with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. He is here with us today for another European market trading session. Before we begin, I just want to mention, have you guys checked out our new instant accounts? Have you? Worth to look into. So these are CFD's instant accounts. Futures instant coming up later on, maybe, I don't know. This is just a little teaser, but have a look on that if CFDs is your thing. And I'm not going to take a lot of your time because Lachlan did message me earlier and said that he says that this session is going to be amazing. So I'm going to pass on the mic to Mr. Lachlan so he can get started.
Perfect.
Take notes. Listen to
Thank you,
Lachlan.
Alan.
There we go.
Very good. All right, guys and girls. Lockie here. Hope you're fantastic. Alan, thank you. Guys, shout out to TTP as well. Guys, absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing product. Ben, thank you. Giz, thank you. Caleb, thank you. We're in for a very, very cool little day. It looks like our screens are working properly, guys, across YouTube. Guys, we're also working properly across Zoom, which is fantastic. So, guys, we'll get going. We've got a fair bit of analysis. To do. What I am going to do is, as I start talking to you, I'm going to log into the other trading room as well. They're the US boys and girls. They are having an absolute blinder of a week, guys, which is really, really exciting. So let me just log in over there. What I do have to do is stop talking to you while I first log in because I turn my mics on over there. And so just hold on, let me do that for you right now. Right, there we go. I'm going to go quiet, guys, quiet for a moment because if I start talking, my microphone carries all the way through the other trading room as well. All right, so again, they're off and racing. So hi guys and welcome. Lockie here. As I said, I'm going to take you through the session today. Guys, the S&P 500 is rather buoyant. This afternoon, identical to yesterday. Yeah, S&P 500 it has set up a reversal at exactly the same time it did yesterday. So the number of the pre-market traders who are trading the European Open with us on the FDAX are also trading the pre-market on the S&P 500, right? Just to give you an idea, I'll just bring up the chart for you, make sure you can see that. We've picked up this absolutely incredible static bar reversal long, guys, off the Asian low. Very, very typically what these guys will do, as they did identical to yesterday. Guys, so beautiful trade down there. What they're going to do is they're going to cruise to the Asian Open. If they get support at the Asian Open, they're going to go up to the Asian high. Their first port of call will be the Samurai Asian high, guys, which is just beside. Now, yesterday, guys, the market was really, really volatile because the European gaps are already closed. Today, the European gaps are already closed and we're already running to the high side. So I would suggest, yesterday produced five really good trades. I would suggest today we're probably going to end up around about the same numbers. It's almost as if today is a direct carbon copy of yesterday in the markets. So that's good, guys. That's good. We did well yesterday, so all we're going to do, guys, is apply exactly the same formula over and over and over and over again. We are very boring, guys, but that's ultimately what we do. So guys, as Alan said, guys, we run this session every Thursday, guys, for TTP out of Cyprus. And again, as I said, thank you to TTP for all of their support. Now, we're going to be running a live trading room this afternoon. Guys, I'm going to call the trades for you live. If you're on YouTube, guys, a bit of homework for you to do, which is all good. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to continue to work on the concept we have done since 2009, which is trading is not easy, but it is simple. Consistency is the key to success. Now, guys, I realized that at the end of 2009, I put it in a book, guys, on the 1st of February 2010. And hey, presto, it is a long way from the 1st of February 2010. So, guys, we run live trading rooms basically because trading is a very, very lonely game. So we want to build a great community. We want to basically compound on teamwork. But also the other transparency, guys, the other T word there, as I move charts around in the background here, the other T word is transparency. Guys, and what I love about live trading rooms is you get to see the performance of other members in the live trading room. So it's not just the moderator saying, hey, here's a trade at this price, get in here, get out here, do this, do that. It's not just that. It's about building a team, building a community of people that are all basically trading the same style, guys. And the style of trading we'll be using today is called the 101. Guys, basically, I wrote the 101 strategy in 2009 and it's basically built from there. All right, so that's it, guys. We do run 3 live trading rooms. Many of you on YouTube might not be aware. We run 3 live trading rooms every day. So basically, we've got 15 live sessions that run every week. And the beauty of those sessions, is it does offer you that level of transparency, guys. So live trading rooms are all about transparency. It's about immediate proof of performance. And once you get that, as you start to build incredible confidence in what a strategy is designed to do, which is trade the markets as best as it possibly can. Now, compliance, guys, a couple of key points that we need to do with compliance. Firstly, guys, a number of you are trading futures today, a number of you are trading CFDs. Most important point, guys, with both of those instruments is that they are leveraged. What does that ultimately mean? There is risk on both sides of the market. There's a risk of making money and also a risk of losing money. Because we trade margin, that risk is magnified. Ultimately, what does that mean? Guys, we will be professional risk controllers. Now, this is not a new concept. So what I will be doing on every trade today, even if you've got no experience at all, I'll be giving you what we call an RCP, or a risk control point. The risk control point is where I would suggest you position a first target if you are a junior trader, and that is where our intermediate traders will cut their risk off. As our senior traders may use time as an ATM, so they might wait for the first candle to close after a signal confirms. So there will be a couple of different approaches today, but most importantly for the junior traders, guys, I will give you a risk control point today. The volatility is pretty good, so that RCP is going to be sitting around 5 points or $140. Now, everything we do, guys, is general information only. Past performance of all financial products, guys, cannot be used as an indication of future performance. So much so, guys, this is getting so strict now that if I put a live trading statement on Facebook that has been fully audited, saying, hey, check out what I did last month, guys, Facebook will pull it down because it now breaches their community guidelines. So, not being rude, I'm just saying that you've got to be very careful what you say, guys, on social media these days. Fancy that. Now, guys, everything we do today is done online. So there's an additional what we call CCN, or customer caution notice, that we do need to go through, guys. That's called market risk factors. At the end of the day, guys, I'm going to guide you in and out of the market as best as I possibly can. There's no guarantee you'll be able to get in where I get in and get out where I get out, ultimately because we are trading over the internet. Guys, and the speed of our internet connections is going to vary between myself here in Japan. Guys, I'm currently running at 1.1 gigabyte per second internet, 1.1 thousand megabytes per second. Some of you will be bigger than that, others will be less than that. Right, either way, we'll do our best to guide you in and out of the market as best as we possibly can. Now, guys, very, very brief history. I discovered futures trading on the 1st of August 2007. So I was a Forex trader. Heaven forbid I was. I say that not being rude. I was a Forex trader, guys, until I discovered the truth about Forex, and therefore I stopped trading Forex straight away. I opened Australia's only first and only dedicated futures trading school on the 1st of August 2009. Ben, I know I was a Forex trader. That is the F word. We're not allowed to use the F word. I now specialize in futures trading. I've had the opportunity, guys, and the privilege to train now more than 2,500 traders in 22 countries. Guys, we've relocated my teaching capacity, guys, to Singapore. So Samurai is based in Singapore. We love we love Singapore, guys. We'll be back in Singapore next week. So we love Singapore. The fact is that I developed, guys, the Delta V1, V2, V3 indicators. There's also an efficiency indicator we're going to be using today. Guys, I developed the CSA, so candlestick analysis, chart analysis format. All of the stuff we do today, has all been developed in-house. So not only do we own it, there's no question about that, we own everything that we do, but also we're very, very good at trading it because nothing has basically changed. So we're very military in our approach to the markets, which basically means you do this, I do that. What does it mean? Market generates a valid signal, we take it. Market doesn't generate a valid signal, we don't. We certainly never just push the button, guys, for the sake of pushing the button. And ultimately, I would suggest, guys, having done this for a while, that the most disciplined trader is the most consistent, and the most consistent trader is the person that ultimately will win the game of trading. And guys and girls, if I may be so bold, it is a game. As trading is a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. All right. Now, my original trading coach was a gentleman called Richard Malcolm, guys, or Rich Malcolm out of the US. He taught me a ridiculous amount, guys, about trading the markets. The reality is that the patient trader will always win. Guys, and the patient trader also doesn't follow fly-by-night strategies, guys. So you find there's lots of trading schools out there. Every 3 or 4 months, they'll introduce a new way of thinking, or they'll introduce a new thought, or they'll introduce this, whatever they introduce. There was a funny thing, guys. A funny thing that when I was studying Forex, guys, when I was studying Forex trading, the Forex trading school I was studying through said, every 3 to 4 months, the market changes the way it moves. So every 3 to 4 months, you've got to change the algorithm. I actually bought this up. Jeez, we've all done that, mate. I bought this up with a friend of mine that owned a brokerage firm in Sydney, guys. This was in 2008, early 2009. And I said, mate, the Forex trading school I'm working with says that every 3 to 4 months, the market changes the way it moves. Therefore, we've got to be constantly adjusting our strategy. Now, guys, you may have heard that. And he looked at me, guys. We were in the Belgian Beer Cafe in Sydney, and he looked at me and smiled on a Friday afternoon and said, no, mate, the market doesn't change the way it moves. The brokers find a new way to manipulate the market against you. That's why you need a new strategy every 3 to 4 months. And I said at the time, so how are Forex traders meant to be successful? And he looked at me and said, mate, you're not. So this is me, a Forex trader, having a beer with a Forex broker who absolutely categorically said, you're not meant to be successful, mate. So my journey into futures has been a lot of fun. And as a result, we are, guys and girls, we are very, very good at what we do. Now, a couple of free online resources, guys, just to build your knowledge and your expertise. Guys, over there on the left-hand side is a book called Brokers Exposed. So if you know anybody in the world that is trading Forex right now and is not working for them, guys, that book is free to download, guys, on the website. So jump on there, download the book and send it to them. It will explain why, as a Forex trader, they're basically wasting their time. As the next one there, guys, the next one is the Getting Started video series, guys. It's also free on the internet. So if you're not a reader, guys, and you don't want to read Brokers Exposed, it's a video series for you. Guys, every Wednesday we do a Well Done Wednesday video, guys. I did another one yesterday. That's on YouTube. We had 5 trades yesterday. They all went where they need to go, which is good fun. Guys, ultimately, all of those 3 things are 1,000% free. Guys, give you an idea of why we do what we do. And again, all we're going to do today, guys, as we've done since 2009, is we focus on what works, guys, and we definitely don't focus on what doesn't work. That is really important. Fly-by-night strategies, guys, do not work. Now, our charts on the right-hand side, guys, that's what we'll be looking at today for the FDAX room. I'm going to be focusing on 12 strategies out of the 101 course. The 4 that I will be primarily focused on for signal definition, guys, are highlighted in red for you. My favorite one there, guys, CSA, candlestick analysis, number 1. Delta trading is phenomenal, guys. We use ratios every time we take a trade, and ultimately everything we do is defined by the ABC and the step of the market. What does it ultimately mean? We're going to let the market do the heavy lifting. Why? Because we are futures traders, we let the market generate the signal for us, and we basically trade exactly what we are given, provided it meets with our trading strategy. So let me get rid of that, guys. We'll go into the charts. We'll do a quick FESX build. We've got around 15 minutes. That's a ton of time because I've already done all of your homework for you. That's a very important point. So as on the FESX, which is the filter chart, guys, the filter chart for what we're going to be doing today on the FDAX. Also, guys, quite a few traders will be on the micro FDAX. S&P 500 is doing what it did yesterday. So a couple of levels, guys. We've got 6565 is a 60-minute static bar reversal long, really, really powerful long signal. That's already triggered. Boys, we've got 6463. It's also a really, really powerful 60-minute long that is also triggered. Guys, the European gaps are already closed. So for those people that come, guys, late into the session, guys, when we close the gaps like we did yesterday, it's actually very, very rare to get 2 gap closes, guys, in 2 days. We're normally in for a volatile day. We're in for a volatile start. All right, now, because we've got no European news today, guys, today is basically going to be a Fibonacci and pivot fest. What does that ultimately mean? We have to make sure our pivots are in the right spot. We're also going to make sure that our Fibonacci's are in the right spot. Now, down the bottom here, guys, again, we know how much the Europeans absolutely love Fibonacci. So these guys have cruised down, guys, and they've tagged the 78.6 Fibonacci, guys, off the 4-hour chart to the tick. They've then bounced off the 76.8. So, guys, we can determine that the FESX traders believe that they are in a 4-hour chart trade. Otherwise, they would be tapping this daily fib, right? So they've cruised through it. They don't really think they're in a daily, guys. They think they're in a 4-hour. This week, pinkly, guys. So that is, I'll show you what it is. Basically, I use the pink fib, guys, to mark what was the original high. So that's the original high point of the market. As we know, as we briefed, guys, in previous sessions, we know that there's going to be a significant amount of resistance there. Sorry, hold on. As it sounded like I thought the other moderator said, "Hi, Lockie." I think, oh, geez, I've turned my mic on in the other trading room. So what we've got, guys, got a minus 15 rated static bar reversal on the weekly chart. As that is an exceptionally strong reversal signal. So basically all we've done all week is cruise down. That's a really good point for those watching, guys. The signals that we use on the 5-minute chart also work on the 15, the 30, the 60, the 240 or the 4-hour, 1440, all the way up to a monthly chart. In fact, you may not be aware, guys, that I bought my original XRP. So I'm one of the very early adopters, guys, into the XRP cryptocurrency. I bought my XRP on a daily static bar reversal long, right? So a daily static bar reversal long around about 5 years ago. So what we do, guys, is pure price movement trading. As much as we call, that's a minus 15 rated static bar reversal, la la la, and that's going to produce a really, really lovely sell down in the market. Because everything that we do, guys, is equally applicable to other markets. It just so happens that futures trading is not manipulated, so it actually becomes quite good fun. Now, dropping down to the 1440, guys, this is where we start to see all of these gaps. So yesterday, we've obviously closed the gap. There's no question about that. Again, the big drop in the market that came off this incredible candle, guys, this incredible candle here. That is, guys, I'm going to add 2 indicators to the chart to give you an idea of how powerful that reversal is at the top. Look, just wait for my indicators to pop up. Perfect. I'm going to do, we want efficiency, strength. I'm chasing signal hunter. We definitely want signal hunter. All right, so let's that one there. I'll put that on. Guys, the reason I'm putting that on, can everybody see that we've just got a 2 rating, guys, literally above that candle there. We've just got a 2 rating. Okay, just there. Guys, that is an incredibly strong sell down. That is a beautiful static bar reversal. So all they've done, guys, is trigger a static bar reversal at the end of last week, and we've just started plummeting, which is absolutely brilliant. MJ, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys, in terms of the 1440 chart today, we're picking up a reversal long. Guys, the reversal long, ideally at this point in time, we don't have a lower low on the 1440 chart, so we're not looking at a daily reversal yet. That's why I think, guys, a 4-hour Fibonacci. All right, so if we drop down to the 4-hour Fib, as you can see here, guess what we've got? Nice 4-hour static bar reversal long. Fancy that. What does that mean? These guys are normally going to buy for 3 candles. Guys, that will be at least this candle, which we've got about 3 hours to go, and at least another 2 4-hour candles. What we will need, guys, so hi everybody, hope you're brilliant. Suzanne, how are you? MJ, how are you? What we will need, guys, we need to draw a Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. That will ultimately be a 60-minute chart fib. Some would argue it's a 4-hour fib. Guys, I've got a bigger 4-hour fib on. Either way, these guys love the 50 Fibonacci. And so if we are going to buy the market for effectively the next 11 hours because of this 4-hour reversal long, as they're going to have to get through the 50 fib, then they're going to have to get through the 76s. Mind you, up at these 76s, we've got another static bar reversal long. So as at this point in time, the market must, as we're finding out mathematically, it must go and close its gap. Right, now, having done the FDAX, guys, this particular market since 2012, you start to know the market pretty well. Long story short, it's going to have to go back up there at some point in time. And today we're already in 4-hour longs. And the S&P 500, at this point, guys, around 9 minutes out, at this point, it looks like it wants to charge. Got this one covered down to the 5-minute chart. Then we'll jump across to the FESX. Right, hold on. Let me just bring this down here. I'll put that there. Make sure that we've got clear visibility on this. Now, for everybody that knows what we do, we love using a 90-second, 60-second rule. We're going to do that again today. Again, it results in a very, very high success rate, which is brilliant for your psychology. Tim, how are you? Now, guys, just a quick one before we do FDAX. Again, for those that have just joined us, identical to yesterday, the S&P 500 has set up an absolutely amazing static bar reversal long, guys, off the Samurai Asian low just here. There's the Samurai Asian low, different to the normal Asian low because we use a different mathematical formula. Either way, guys and girls, we're long on the SPR, or a number of traders are long on the SPR. As if you are long in that trade, guys, we typically hold the trade from the Asian low to the Asian open. We control our risk. We get to the Asian high. We control our risk again. At this stage, guys, the S&P is beyond. Sorry, I have to take a glass of water here. The S&P beyond is beyond its Asian high. Guys, now this is being fueled. Guys, this is being fueled ultimately by the 4-hour chart. All right, so if we've got trades being fueled on the 4-hour chart here, they're probably going to be fueled on the 4-hour chart, guys, on the FESX, and we know that's what they're up to at this stage. All right, now I'll keep an eye, guys. I'll keep an eye on that S&P 500. It's just another reference chart for us on the FDAX. So all the way up to the 1440, guys, what have we got? Okay, so we picked up, now for those of you that are in the live trading room every day, we've gone through this many times, but because for the TTP, guys, we only do this once a week. As we identified this as a really, really strong failed buying candle. It hit the 300% Fibonacci extension off the daily chart to the tick. That's a static bar reversal short. The reversal normally goes for 3 days as per the rule of 3, which is 1, 2, 3. So on the daily chart, guys, these guys are starting to run out of steam. All right, that's good fun because if they do that, and ironically they're running out of steam on a daily extension, they're going to run back to a daily extension. Guys, the daily extension we're targeting today is the 100% daily extension. That's the blue one with a price of around 26,300. So I think that's if we buy the market well, guys, considering we're under 26,300, these guys are going to try and go, sorry, we're under 26,200, they're going to try and go to 26,300. All right, a couple of caveats on that though, which is really important. So we are dropping down, I was dropping down to the 4-hour chart. So here's our 4-hour chart, static bar reversal long, guys. So we're already in that long. For those that trade the pre-market, obviously you've got agreement from the S&P 500. These guys are highly likely, I'm going to adjust this Fibonacci one step. They are highly likely to move to the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. And I note with interest, they're just shy of that 50 fib now, right? Just shy of it. What we've got to be very careful of today is we don't end up in a 60-minute swing trigger short or a 4-hour swing trigger short. Now, how do we do that? If these guys push up early on the opening candle and then they get a barrage of selling coming in, we have a number of key selling points to the downside. So what we've got to be careful of as we come into the start of any trading session, what we've got to be careful of is we don't say, all right, we're in a 4-hour long, therefore the only trades we can take are longs, right? Because this 4-hour long could fizzle out quite quickly. And if it does, then we need to be ready to adjust our focus. And I'll show you how to do that. At this point in time, 60-minute chart, we're clearly in a double static bar reversal long, guys. So really, really powerful signal. They've triggered that, guys, yesterday, and now they're basically carrying on with exactly the same reversal today. Not surprised. What it does mean is we need a Fibonacci drawn down. Guys, we need a Fibonacci drawn down here. All right, that's going to cover the most recent move. We also need a Fibonacci drawn from the high to the low as a slightly more strategic sort of Fibonacci. As for those that don't know Fibonacci, please be aware Fibonacci is not palindromic. What does that mean? The number 808 is palindromic. That means it reads both backwards and forwards the same. Fibonacci is not palindromic, guys. If anybody tells you it's palindromic, they don't know what they're talking about. Only because the 23 fib is not the same as the 76.8. as we will find out many, many times today. Right, now dropping down to the 15-minute chart, guys, one of my favorite charts. At this point in time, you can see these 15-minute, guys, these purple fibs actually starting to work really, really well. So we will, guys, at this point in time, if we get a really, really nice buying campaign on the 5-minute chart that moves up and gets strangled around that 88.6, there's going to be a really nice reversal under the 50 fib. That's the slightly larger 50 fib. Guys, there'll also be a really nice reversal under this 76.8 if that's what they decide to do. Right, down to the 5-minute chart, guys, where the rubber hits the road. Suzanne, perfect. I think that looks like a new computer, Suzanne. So, guys, 25. So a couple of numbers for you. 25203. We'll put this up near 25203. Guys, is a 4-hour long, but I want to watch for a counter Fibonacci. Guys, so the counter Fibonacci will be effectively, I think these guys are going to go nuts to the high side, but they could get caught at a Fibonacci. If they do, guys, we'll deal with that on the run. Guys, big one for us today, please. European gaps are closed. That typically only happens once or twice a week. We've had that twice in 2 days. What does it mean? We're in for a volatile start, and we're in for a really, really good day. Guys, we're in for a really, really good day. Now, what we got here, guys, so 26168, guys, is a very, very key, guys, very key 4-hour low. So basically today, guys, we're going to be adding an additional pivot onto our charts, which is this black line. Happens to be the 50 fib of the day at the moment, but that won't last. There. Sam, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. Guys, down the bottom, what we've got to keep a very close eye on, guys, S&P volume was 60,000. Let me just double check for you. Yeah, just under 60,000, guys, is a barometer. What does that normally mean? Four or five relatively good trades, almost a carbon copy, guys, almost a carbon copy of yesterday. So again, we'll just do what we normally do. That Fibonacci down here, guys, really, really important point. That is the 161.8 Fibonacci, guys, off the daily chart. Now we note that these guys are cruising around the 150 extension. So if we get a big wriggle on, guys, these guys are going to hunt the 100% extension off the daily chart. That's what they normally do. And the 100% extension is all the way up here at 26300. Happens to be very close to the 50 fib that we spoke about. These guys love the 4-hour 50 fib. Right, and that's a long way, guys. That's a long way above where we are now. Got this covered. We know about the 141.4 fib extension off the daily chart, guys. Absolutely critical. Right, absolutely critical. So the DAX traders think they're in a 4-hour chart. They're using daily or 1440 Fibonacci's, and that's okay, guys, because they typically do the hybrid every day. All right, now we are 50 seconds, guys, 50 seconds out from the gun going. So 50 seconds out from the gun going. What we're going to do is 88.6 Fibonacci failure. We were talking about this. Okay, so for the opening candle traders, we're going to follow your 4-point algorithm. So again, that 4-point algorithm goes very, very specific to what we do at Samurai. I'm going to give you guys a Fibonacci extension to also think about. My favorite number, guys, is the 133. Is what we got to watch out for. Oh, don't you go early, please. Look, they've hit the 133 and the Fibonacci and said, hey, we're going to go back down. So for the opening candle traders, as you guys know who you are, we're going to, I'll help the beginner traders, guys, once we get a beginner signal. For the advanced traders, wow. What did I mention the 133? Did I mention the 133 is probably my favorite number? Holy moly. So that's what I said, Michael. And who said all right, well, that Fibonacci's expired. Who said we don't know what we're doing? All right, at this stage, guys, we are 60-minute swing trigger short. What did I say here? Caution, watch for the 60-minute swing trigger short if they buy first. Well, guess what? They've just bought and then smashed the 60-minute swing trigger. So that means, guys and girls, that means at this point in time, we've closed our 50 on the opening candle. Let these guys run, guys, let these guys run. I've got, guys, that purple comment, I wrote that on about an hour ago saying just watch out for this, please, because they're probably going to do that. Now, guys, if we get much lower for the advanced traders, we're going to target this static bar reversal long. Your entry would be 26130. I do want you to sell, guys. Guys, down through yesterday's low. I want you to fail badly. And then we're looking for a long for the advanced traders, guys, the advanced traders at 130. So we are looking at pity backing off an old static bar reversal, and we're adding a couple, guys. We're adding a couple of points to it to make sure they're definitely interested. All right, just checking. They're going to go into 4-hour swing trigger short. Did we mention this? All right. So at this stage, guys, again, for the junior traders, we're looking for a climactic reversal off yesterday's low. That's going to take around 3 minutes to get there. So we're not there yet. For those that are looking for an incredible signal, we're going to take a double failure reversal long off yesterday's low. We obviously won't be there for around about 3 minutes. Just watch the volatility, guys. So we did say the gaps are closed. It's going to be a volatile start. Now, I know some of the slightly more advanced traders, guys, have seen that 76.8 fib failure on the 4-hour chart. So you might be sitting in order just over the top of yesterday's low at 26120. Just be advised, guys, that'll have a 5-point risk control point. Guys, and you would want to go for long range targets, and it's right on the edge of your 25-point risk control risk threshold. Let me add some Fibonacci over here. Just be very careful today, guys. If you're brand new to what we do, if you've got questions, please ask. We knew it was going to be a pretty violent start because of that double gap close, and hey presto, that did not disappoint. It was all about that 133 extension that we highlighted at the top. Now, for the junior traders, guys, we're looking for the candle to close. For the slightly more advanced traders, again, you are picking up what could be a single touch reversal off yesterday's low. That is only for the advanced traders, please. All right, now, again, you would look to be engaged at 120. Your risk control point, guys, is 125. Please note, guys, that is a single touch reversal. Most traders don't trade single touch reversals. So again, if you're a beginner trader, as the 120 entry is not for you, please. Right? It is not for you. Now I don't want, because I'm not being condescending when I say that. I'm not being condescending. I will only put a beginner trader into a signal that has a well over 90% success rate, right? Well over 90%. All right, so if it's any like even 82, 83, 84, I'm not going to put the beginner traders into that. It's got to be over 90%. Now, we're going to let these guys count down. We are looking for a climactic, guys, or a potential climactic reversal long. For the junior traders, a climactic reversal long. Okay, this candle must close on the high side of yesterday's low. We must also then not gap under yesterday's low. The sellers must then sell down, fail at Fibonacci. Sarah, you got 6 and 16 on the opening candle. Well done. Well done, Doll. That's awesome. So as we must close on the other side of yesterday's low. Okay, we must. All right, for the beginner traders. So let's just see what they do. There's that 161.8 Fibonacci extension, guys. Very, very key level. Right? If we're going to bounce, guys, that's not a pivot to reverse off. It's just a price point in the market where if we bounce, it'll be good fun. Okay, now, at this stage, for the climactic reversal traders, you need to enter outside the range of the active candle. Now, your entry, guys, is at 110. Now, please be advised that this reversal is only off Fibonacci. It is not off a pivot. Now, if you trade a closed candle trade, guys, if you're looking for like a ratio-based static bar reversal, guys, that trade is not set up yet. Guys, the climactic reversal at 110 Those pros and cons of the trade. The con is we're trading back into yesterday's low. So if you are going to go long at 110, guys, your first target and risk control point is 115, which you've already just gone through your first target and risk control point. So everybody, please make sure you've got that 5-point first target on. Now, if you've gone long at 110, it's gone through its first target of 115. Okay, nothing wrong with getting ATMs, mate. For the static traders, I just let them roll along, guys. So we've had one entry at 110, and basically they've gone nowhere yet. For the really careful traders, guys, if we push down here, guys, we tag the S1 and we come back over the top of that green Fibonacci, that would be phenomenal. For the extra careful traders, if this little green candle turns around and closes back over yesterday's low in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, that will be an insane reversal. So I'd suggest everybody's getting ready for. Now, we've got a 1 rating, guys, got a 1 rating on this climactic candle. So that means the market's typically going to take at least 1 candle to turn. So if you're not wondering why this climactic reversal is not bolting, as it's because the sellers are actually quite strong. Now, what does that ultimately mean? As if you want to re-enter again at 26110, you need the sellers to push down aggressively and fail badly, and then we're going to pick it up again. If you only enter once, guys, on one price level at 110, then your first target is 115. Right? So we're being very, very careful at the start of the session because we've got a whole lot of people in the LTR today that are new to what we do. Right, so again, DAX traders, first trade, you're long at 110, your first target's 115. We've obviously gone beyond that. We've cut our risk off, and as a result, we've got basically a 5 and a scrub. Right now, if these buyers get anywhere near getting above yesterday's low, this will actually end up being a good little trade, guys. We've still got our 4-hour perspective on. So these guys have tried to, man, we said this. They've tried to trigger that static bar reversal long, and then they've tried to crawl into a swing trigger short. Yes. So what it means for the beginner traders is we've definitely got to wait for these guys to get back above yesterday's low. If we get back above yesterday's low, we're going to look for the retrace, the rejection. We're going to do what we normally do. Again, but if these guys can't sell down, we are likely to come back and go back the other way. Right, so ATMs, that's fine. So anybody long, guys, if you're long outside the range of the active candle, you've basically picked up an 88.6 Fibonacci reversal after an extreme volume candle or an extreme volume event in the market. Not unusual, so please don't put an order over the top of yesterday's low. Guys, please don't assume a close over yesterday's low. That can be a very, very dangerous trade, so don't do that. What we are doing is we are waiting for the candle to close. Guys, if we get a really nice ratio drop, guys, I'm still hunting that SBR over there on the left-hand side. That would be insane with a little bit of fat. So it's just 26130. We must close above the pivot. Guys, so we've got to close above the pivot, and we can't then gap under the pivot. Guys, what I am going to do, guys, we're going to get the retrace Fibonacci's ready. Okay, got tons of time. I think I might start using the F8 button, guys, because the number of times I go up to that menu. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to get rid of this one here. Come on. Are you going to play the game? Here we go. Pop. All right, so what I'm looking for, guys, we've got around 16 seconds. I'm looking for a ratio drop, which is brilliant. I'm looking for these guys to close over yesterday's low. Yes, mate. Yeah, so I want these guys to close over yesterday's low. As the FESX looks stunning for a long. Now you haven't done that. All right, so at this stage, guys, I can't send you long. I can't send you long over the top of the candle. What I can do is if we get a lower low, we're going to look for exactly the same reversal point we used before. We must get a lower low for that trade. Right? We cannot put an order on over the top of yesterday's low because we're assuming a close over the pivot, which is a very, very dangerous habit to get into. Right? So please don't get into that habit. So at this stage, the FESX is telling us that we want to be long only, and at this stage, we're trading long into a pivot. Now, we can go long, guys, provided we get a lower low, and then we're looking for a body-based reversal off that -4 rated SBR. All right, so for those that are new to what we do, that's a -4 rated SBR. SBR stands for static bar reversal. It's a mathematical algorithm that runs behind the charts. It's basically saying to us, if you're allowed to go long, which we're not allowed to, this is a really good trade. That's not the micro 50. Sorry, Mike. MJ, that's not the micro 50. That's just me drawing a retracement on this candle, because what I want to see the sellers push down, fail at Fibonacci, then turn around and go back the other way. We're not just going to bang a buy order on because of the ratios. So, mate, very good pickup, because I'm sure there'll be someone else out there wondering, what am I doing? What am I doing with the, perfect. All right. So, guys, while we wait, just got a news alert on my phone, just double checking it's not dire. No, it's not dire. So that's all right. So at this stage, guys, we've gone beyond. So you guys know how the retracements work. We've just gone beyond the edge of our Fibonacci retracement. As what it means is the next signal we're likely to pick up is a single failure reversal. As a single failure reversal is off the S1. Now our OSR is almost set. It's almost set. We have no short trade, guys. We've got no short trade that we're allowed to trade for the beginner traders. That ratio drop, right? So big orange, tiny green is a stunning mathematical phenomenon in the market. We just need, oh, hang on, I'm just getting phoned in the middle of our trading session. That's all right. Let's let it go. It was a pocket dial. All right, now we did say early on, again, this one here, guys, watch for this. If they buy early, they're going to trigger a 60-minute short. As if they can't reverse this market, then the FESX is going to go for a gap close. So at this stage, we are waiting for a signal that we are allowed to trade. If we assumed a close over a brick wall, we would have just been stopped out. If we traded the Delta Scotty into a brick wall, we would have just been stopped out. So he goes, we must. Even though the market is moving, we must not make up signals on the run. Has anyone ever made up a signal on the run and then paid a speeding fine as a result of that? I have, guys. I'm very happy to tell you that I have. That's why I have written on my wall, wait for the candle to close. Hey, Dave, how are you? Wait for the candle to close and then wait for the retrace and the rejection to make sure that everybody agrees with your signal. Now, I know I sound like a broken record. I sound like a broken record, but guess what? If we're not, guys, we're not here to invent stuff. We are here to trade a proven strategy. That's so important. If trading was easy and if trading was simple, there'd be no Uber drivers. Right? There'd be no Uber drivers. All right, now interesting point, guys. Unlike yesterday, the S&P 500, guys, has got to the Samurai Asian high, set up an absolutely incredible 4-point turning bar reversal short, and then hammered to the downside. Right, so this is the opposite to yesterday. But that 6-rated reversal, guys, on the S&P 500 is absolutely divine. Right, so we may be having a day where we tank. All right, so at this stage, we have got, guys, so we're under yesterday's low. There's no swing trigger there. As we're pushing the lower OSR, I'd suggest, as we're going to be looking at this stage we're going to be looking for a short trade down to the S2 and potentially a slightly longer range long. Something to keep an eye on, guys. That bright green Fibonacci there is the highest point. That is the highest point of the market for a couple of months, and we're moving back down towards it. Now, at this stage, as we have permission to go short, but with a caveat. Right? And the caveat is really important. We've got a very, very powerful selling candle to the downside. Guys, it's a 15-rated candle. We must have the buyers retrace up this candle and get violently rejected. As the reason being is just below here is the OSR. All right, so what does it ultimately mean? Again, the risk on the trade is beyond beginner traders. Right? So the risk is beyond the allowed 25 points worth of risk. The only people, 5 times 2, well done, Dave. The only people that can go short, guys, at this point in time are very, very senior traders who can carry more than 25 points of risk. Right? For the junior traders, I'm looking for a structured retrace and a structured rejection. As that means they've got to go to Fibonacci. Right? They must go to Fibonacci. So just let them do what they do. These buyers must get absolutely annihilated. Annihilated if you're going to go short. If we got a delta V2, guys, a red delta V2 or V3 underneath this, it would be really good for the advanced traders. At this stage, Toby, 1000%, mate. That's why I'm making it bigger. Right, that's why I'm making it bigger. So typically, mate, our push, retrace, reject caveat won't be met if the FESX is into brick walls. These guys have closed on, then gapped under a pivot, then gapped onto a pivot. Okay. So at this stage, guys, I'm suggesting to the senior traders that you're not going to go short. Now, that's a big call. Let's just watch for the structured retrace and the structured rejection. For the senior traders, not the beginner traders, a short trade is setting up at 0.62. I don't like where the FESX is at. As I don't like where the FESX is at. I like the structured retrace. I'm waiting for the rejection. The rejection would have to be amazing, and we haven't got that yet. And further to that, guys and girls, this rejection can't come in the last 90 seconds. All right, so just keep an eye on this. Now, if you're concerned about missing a short, guys, I wouldn't be. Oh, see that? If you're concerned about missing a short, they've got to meet, guys. They've got to meet the signal condition at this stage. For the advanced traders only, there is a signal at 0.61. For the beginner traders, there is no signal. For those that are watching the FESX very keenly, as the sellers were very impressive, it looks like they're going to come in late in the candle. For those that look at the FESX, guys, the FESX is trading from a pivot into a pivot. A lot of the FDAX traders say, you know what, boom, Lockie, I'll just wait for these guys to give some clearer guidance. If you follow that 90-second rule, guys, we're into the last 90 seconds of the candle. Now, you guys know, you're very clear. I personally don't take trades in the last 90 seconds. Because we pick up such amazing trades in the first 90 seconds, we don't need to do the dance of the desperate in the last 90 seconds. And we are firmly into the last 90 seconds. All right, so what we are setting up instead of a short, which has failed to trigger, the red dotted lines below the OSR, that is, mate, so the OSR is like a field of resistance in the market, all right, and that is kind of the external tolerance to the field. What does it ultimately mean? If we move below the red lines, it's all over for the OSR for that moment. It's like a tolerance, like a tolerance around a pivot. And so mate, it's like an OSR tolerance. All right, now at this stage, as we are 38 seconds out, all right, 38 seconds out, we are going to get a stunning ratio-based trade for the beginner traders. Guys, a stunning ratio-based trade long, not short. Now, if the FESX gets below the pre-bottom, guys, we can't go long. A couple of caveats today. Incredible ratio, guys. So what we are going to need, is we're going to need a Fibonacci over our little candle here. We're looking for a structured retrace. Ultimately, guys, we've got enough room above this static bar reversal to control our risk well before the S1. Okay, that is, what is that? A 61.8 retrace at this stage. Okay, so we have a static bar reversal long, guys, with a caveat, and the caveat is, I'm going to do a Fibonacci extension for you, guys, because that retrace is pretty deep. All right, so let me do that for you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. The risk control point for the SBR, entry point is, no, it's blown. Entry point 7.8, risk control 8.2. All right, that's why that retracement is so critically important. So, guys, we now have a lower OSR. We now have a lower OSR trade. So, for those people that look for a lower OSR reversal, guys, you would be looking for a body entry over the top of that static bar reversal only if you trade double failure reversals, guys, off the lower OSR. Now, if you do that, guys, there is a body SBR entry. For the junior traders, I'm going to wait to get a 4-point turning bar long, guys, or a really, really strong reversal bar on the FESX before I send you long on the FDAX. For the super careful traders, guys, oops. Now I entered that trade as I've discussed outside the body of the SBR, guys, at 71. I just had my first target taken out and then my stop was taken out. All right. So if you are a slightly more advanced trader, as you are trading over the body of the SBR, for the junior traders, we're waiting for the buyers to show strength on the FESX, and then we're going to take a trade. Right, super important point. Now, if you trade a double failure reversal off the lower OSR and you're a little bit more aggressive than I am, you've gone long a little bit higher than I have. I've traded that trade. It's already gone through its first target. It's triggered my risk control and stopped me out. Right, so again, for those that are watching today, we're using a 5-point first target and a 5-point risk control point, please. Now, again, what we want, guys, with such a rugged sell down, so we're in a 60-minute swing short, we're in a 4-hour swing short. If we get strong buying candles, guys, on both markets simultaneously, with the strength actually more important over here on the left-hand side on the FESX, if we were to get a really, really strong candle closing here, guys, we're likely to pick up a 40 to 50 point reversal, something along those lines. So it'd be nice to get a runner today. So, guys, for the junior traders, again, we've got 2 minutes until we make a decision. At the moment, we're getting an even more powerful ratio drop. So an even more powerful ratio drop. These guys are playing at this stage, guys, off Fibonacci extensions. Okay, let me just have a quick look. These guys are trading off larger extensions. So don't go long again if you've already taken the trade long, guys, you've already taken the trade long at 71. And don't take it again, please, particularly in the last 90 seconds. I'm just watching that, mate. The US is being tanked. Absolutely. As the S&P 500 is back to the Asian low. All right, so we are back to the Asian low. So last 90 seconds, guys, let's just be very, very careful. If we're going to pick up a long trade, the FDAX must be above the lower OSR. It must be above the lower OSR. 1000% must be above. No negotiation on that. We're not going to take a signal now. It's the last 90 seconds. We need agreement from the FESX. Okay, we need agreement from the FESX. All right, let me see what so the S&P is selling back down to its open in the Asian low. As we're getting an even more fun ratio drop now on the FDAX. MJ, did you get slippage on entry? You must have got a slip on entry. Okay, perfect. All right, as long as I know what's going on. All right, so guys, we're going to do a brand new Fibonacci. That is now our turning bar. Last time we got a Fibonacci retracement to the 61.8. We don't want these guys retracing beyond the 50 fib if we're going to get a really explosive move to the high side. All right, with this ratio drop, I need the sellers to sell down. Guys, I need the sellers to sell down because I want now to put the junior traders long. So let's just wait and see what we get here, guys. The sellers must sell down. They must sell down. There will be two trades here, guys. The sellers sell down to around about these 76 fibs and fail. Then there will be a lower OSR trade. So a lower OSR trade at the 0.65 mark. If these sellers sell down, As again, if they sell down as they've just done then and fly back through, as the junior traders are looking for a long, guys, at 69, we might as well make it 70, guys, 70, a nice round number. The key with that, guys, though, this retracement has already gone down to the 76 fibs, right? So we like retracements around the 50. These guys have already gone very deep, which means the beginner traders who are looking for a lower OSR reversal, guys, at 0.65, you need these sellers to get absolutely trounced. Absolutely trounced. Okay, now if you are a static trader, an entry sitting up here at 0.70 is a really good little entry. FESX at this point in time is closed above the pre-bottom and gapped above the pre-bottom. S&P 500 looks to be not selling anymore. As we've now got an 88.6 Fibonacci retracement, as that means the buyers are not ready to take control of the market yet. Right, so they're not ready to take control. What does that mean? Junior traders, all orders off right across the board, guys, because they are not playing the game mathematically. I'll leave that Fibonacci on as a reference. If we were to pick up a very, very efficient candle in 3 minutes, and that efficient candle was to push us down to the S2, if that was to occur, then we are likely to pick up an S2 reversal. Now, the FESX has got all the way down to yesterday's low. It's literally all the way down to yesterday's low. That is a major, major, major statement for these guys. So a couple of rules that come out of today, guys. If you've entered a trade the first time and it's gone through your profit target, unless you get a lower low, we don't enter the same trade again. So just a little side note. Or that 100, guys, that little 100 is the high point here. Guys, that's an incredibly important level. Right, if these guys push through that level on the bigger charts, guys, they're going to go for 26,000 in the middle of the MDI. That is an incredibly important level. Now, as if the FESX gets anywhere near yesterday's low, they're going to be crashing through a similar level. All right, so at this stage, guys, like we did yesterday, we're going to use our Fibonacci, guys, to make sure we don't get caught on the wrong side of the market, which is terribly, terribly, terribly important, guys. We never want to get caught on the wrong side of the market. At this stage, the sellers are very strong, right? Sellers are very strong compared to what they were on the previous candle. So I've got a trade running to the downside. All right, now let's see what these guys can do. Again, this level, guys, we know about this level here. It's a very, very critical level in the market. I would suggest, with 60 seconds to go on the candle, for the junior traders, we need to get back inside the lower OSR. This ratio drop's amazing. The 50 fib of the micro trend is amazing. Everything's amazing. We just have to wait for them to come to us. Now, if we get a big efficient candle closing here, guys, so big efficient candle like that, guys, if we get that candle closing, we get a nice little retrace and a nice little rejection, guys, then we're going to go short to the S2. I think these guys are going to give us that trade. So I've got 20 seconds out. Again, I'm going to draw my Fibonacci down this candle to catch them on the way up. This candle is going to be a huge strength, enormous strength. So they're probably going to hunt, guys. They're probably going to hunt the S2. So in terms of a retrace, for those that are happy to go short under an efficient CORPC bar, guys, I'm looking for a structured retrace and a structured rejection. Guys, the risk is, so I've got a trade running, guys, in the background to the downside. So you probably hear the ATM triggering in the background. I didn't get my structured retrace, guys. I didn't get my structured retrace, so therefore I can't go short to the S2. What I'm looking at now, what I'm actually looking at now is the potential of a huge reversal, huge reversal off the S2. All right, now I wanted the buyers to move up here, guys. I wanted the buyers to move up here. I did get a question, guys. What are you short on, Lockie? Guys, I'm short on that V1 delta here. All right, see this little V1 delta? I wrote the delta algorithm. Guys, the moment I get these little selling deltas outside the range of the previous candles, when the trend angle is over 80 degrees, I literally just push the sell button. I hit sell market on open. So I've just got a message, guys, from one of the traders who's gone short, guys, on the market open. All right, now I can tell you categorically, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, I reckon you were targeting these ratio-based static bar reversals. All right, so Dan's gone short, guys, on open. He's obviously been paid very well for his time. All right, for everybody else, we want to be short. Yeah, well done, mate. Very much appreciate your feedback. That's very exciting, mate. So, guys, Dan and I chat. We've been chatting very often, actually, but we chat about the pre-market trade. So those pre-market setups that have occurred, if you get that beautiful stair step in the market that fails, then typically they come back and fill down, like they did yesterday. They fill all those SPRs on the way back down. Right, so that you've done very well, mate. I'm sure if you've gone short, I'm very certain that will be a very positive result, which is fantastic. Now, guys, while we've got FESX-wise, again, they've come down to yesterday's low. They've come down to yesterday's low. They have then gapped up, and then they're basically mucking around here. That Delta V3 is a very strong sign. We're going to keep selling. For the FDAX, Giz, we were expecting a big sell down, right? Again, because, it's on the screen. It says if the 60-minute long fails, we're going to go short. So right now, guys, the only trade on offer is a single failure reversal off the S2. Now, as I said earlier, we don't trade for the beginner traders a single failure reversal off the S2. We're looking for a double failure reversal. The key point, guys, so that's for the beginner traders. Senior traders who know what they're doing, I've no issue with you taking a single touch reversal off the S2. My entry point, guys, I would be looking for an entry at 34. So 5 points above the S2 to make sure they're actually going to come back and pick up my order. And I would also make sure that the FESX agrees with the trade. Whereas at the moment, the FESX is pretty angry. I'm pretty angry. Now, that said, if anybody is long at 34, your risk control point is 39. All right, so you've just gone through your risk control point if you are an advanced trader. Now, at the moment, guys, we're getting a profound failure here. All right, now, if the FESX fails to dominate, well done, mate. If the FESX fails to dominate, guys, short, then we're going to pick up an absolutely beautiful long. So for the junior traders, we're looking for a ratio drop. Two scenarios are going to come through here, guys. I hope I'm being clear enough for the new traders what we're doing. Single touch reversal traders that are advanced or already long. For the junior traders, we're looking for a ratio drop, which we're about to pick up. If we get the ratio drop, guys, we want the sellers to show on the next candle before we buy the market. We want to try and hold it with this volatility, guys, for first target 5, second target 25 or 50. You want tight risk control. So all of the normal caveats, guys. No changes to what we normally do. Yeah, mate, if we're above FDAX, don't you run without us, please, after all this homework. For the trade, guys, I would really like the FESX to be above yesterday's low. That would be amazing. Got a nice little ratio drop, guys, so just let them come to us, please. Don't push the button early. What I want to see, guys, on the next candle is I want to see either a double failure reversal off the S2, or I'm looking for an SBR to be declared by the mathematics behind the chart. So we won't know about that. We have a minus 44 rated SBR. So what does it mean, guys? I want to see a little bit of selling on this candle first, and then the buy orders go on over the top of the candle, provided you can hold the risk. All right, now at this stage, I've got a tiny sell down. I've got a tiny sell down. Note the retracement to the Fibonacci has not occurred yet, guys, but they're about to occur. FESX is gapped under yesterday's low, guys, under yesterday's low, and then it started powering to the high side. So what does it mean? Guys, the senior traders are allowed to go long at 0.53. The junior traders, guys, the junior traders that trade ratio only are also allowed to be long at 0.53. As if you are long at 0.53, your first risk control point is 0.58, please. So first risk control and target is 0.58. So for those that are long at 0.53, guys, if you're long at 0.53, your first target is 0.58, please. First target is 0.58. Your second target ideally is right up the top of the screen, but we must make sure this is a tier 1 reversal. As they might, with this big sell down, they might take a second tier to reverse, otherwise known as a Toby. Again, these buyers are very strong. Suzanne, you've been ATM'd and first target. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Guys, I'm the same. I have been also targeted. Guys, I've been targeted on my first entry. That ratio is brilliant. Come on, run, sweetheart, run. Long range risk control, guys, is just triggered. So if you are, I'm trying to trade and call signals at the same time. If you are long at 0.53, guys, your risk control point is 0.58. That is also your first target. As interesting point, if they don't go on a tier 1 reversal, guys, they might need a tier 2 reversal. Remy, how are you, man? I hope you're fantastic. Guys, Remy, trading god. Trading god. We have royalty, guys. We have royalty in the trading room today. So hello, mate. I hope you are very well. So anyone that's gone long at 0.53 based on the ratios, again, caveat, guys, if you can hold the risk, you've got an early first target, long range second target at this stage, guys. We have not got a runner yet. It is only a matter of time before thank you, mate. It's only a matter of time, guys, before these buyers say, sellers, you're done. Now, there is a beautiful target zone in the market just here. I say again, we're just getting tiny little bites, guys. Nothing super impressive yet. We're waiting for the buyers to show strength on the FESX. Whereas this candle at the moment is 8 times stronger than the previous candle. So the buyers on the FESX are 8 times stronger, now 7 times stronger than they were on the previous candle. If we get an 8x close, guys, or even a 4 or 5x close on one of the biggest markets in the world at this time of the day, then we're going to pick up a really nice buy signal. Now, with these guys cruising along, guys doing what they're doing, they're setting up, they're going to try and set up a swing trigger short. So they're going to try and set up a swing trigger short, okay, which we are not taking in the last 90 seconds. We are, to enter that trade, we are technically assuming a close over the 50 fib of the micro, which is what we're not allowed to do. Guys, further up, we don't want to swing trigger into an S2. So what I would love is I would love that candle to close like it is. I'd like the FESX to close like it is. I then want the sellers to move down and create a lower low back towards the S2, fail at Fibonacci. Then we can pick up a body-based SBR long, and we can take another crack at the high side. So I'm just going to get ready for that, because that's now going to be my retracement. I'd love it. Look at this FESX. Don't you dare. We're looking at 4-point turning bars long, eyes on both markets. So if the FDAX gives us a 4-point turning bar long, guys, understanding please, there's no such thing as a 3-point turning bar. They don't exist. It's either 4-point turning bar or it's nothing. It's either chocolate or it's not. Guys, if it is a 4-point turning bar, then we are looking for a small retracement, a small rejection. We're looking to go long over the top of the lower OSR. Right now, I don't have permission to go long. Come on. Play the game, please. Are you going to gap over the OSR? No. Massive reversal bar on the other markets. Okay, the only thing I'm allowed to give you, That's the only thing is I want the sellers to sell down here, allowing us to pick up the static bar reversal again. So now we're starting to get very picky, guys, very picky about what we want. If you are still long, guys, those people that use time as an ATM, some of you may still be long. As if you use time as an ATM, you are now looking at bringing your stop loss through to positive, please. Yeah, MC, what I made, so MC still long. So what you want, mate, at this stage, so what you want is you want these buyers, so you want these buyers, right, you want these buyers to fill, you want these buyers to fill these body-based SPRs. All right, now, guys, at the moment, I can't give you a new long. All I can do is watch the FESX move. If MC, Stu, you've hit your KPI for the day. I mean, that is fantastic. I mean, big well done. Big well done. Now, that one. Right, so what we want at this stage, I'm just switching ATMs in the background, is what we need at this point in time. We need the buyers to close over the top of the lower OSR. So we need the buyers to close over. Scotty, you got plus 13 on your first sim trade, mate. That is fantastic, mate. Well done. So what we are looking for at this stage is we want the FESX to close over the 50 fib of the day. That would be amazing. We want the FDAX to close over the lower OSR. I'm really excited about that, guys, because with this OSR rule, we cannot go long just yet. Michael is still long. So, Michael, we are hoping that the buyers move through and trigger these static bar reversals just here, particularly that minus 30 rated SPR. There's going to be a ton of traders sitting above that going, probably the swingers who have tried to swing the market down, who are about to have their pants handed to them, which I do think is quite funny because it happens almost every day. So let's see them get in trouble. You've got resistance, mate, at 0.79 MC. There's resistance at 0.79. So what we want these guys to do is we want them to push through that resistance. So no question at all. We want them to push through the resistance. You've got, your first resistance is 0.79, 0.78. All right, so there are people waiting just above this candle to try and protect the shorts. Now, if the buyers, the only way they can protect those shorts is naturally to go long. So there's two kind of pressure points in the market right here. And what we want is we want to see a really, really strong buyer close. Now, that'll be represented by two things, mate. The size of the candle, that'll be the first one. The efficiency indicator, that'll be the second one. And the FESX will be the third. So we do want them up here. Did anybody take the single touch reversal, guys, off the S2, even if it was around about that number I gave you at 34? Because if you're long at 34, guys, the volatility, well done, guys. If the volatility says go for a 5 and 25, all right, so that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's already gone 35 points. So the volatility indicator would say a 5 and 25 is a really, really good. Yes. Okay, great. Just wait for the perfect trade, mate. Wait for the perfect trade. So what are we getting, guys? We are coming into the close of the candle. So coming into the close of the candle, we are in a situation whereby the FDAX is going to do almost exactly what it did yesterday. It's loaded a swing trigger short, guys, into the 50 fib of the micro trend. We can't go short. Guys, we're not allowed to go short. There will be some people in the world that do try and go short. As I'm actually more interested in a long, not a short. Now, interesting point is the long. If we were to sell down, now we are into the last 15 minutes, as if we do sell down and we fail at Fibonacci and we come down here, guys, this is what I wanted before. If they were to come down here, then we're looking at an SBR body entry long, guys, off a minus 44 rated candle, which is absolutely hilarious. Now we haven't quite met that criteria yet. We'll just keep an eye on not only the volume, but also where this retracement goes to. I'm not allowed to send you short, guys. I'm not allowed to send you short as per our rules, which are extensive, guys, but normally result in a very high strike rate. So I do have people off the S2, guys, so I'm going to put a yellow circle on that, guys, because we did talk about an entry price. So I was also long off the S2, guys, at the 34 mark. Particularly after they sold down twice, guys, you saw that really heavy bounce off the S2. Like the buyers just hit them, obviously, really, really, really hard. If we do get a sell down, guys, it's got to come down. It's got to fail at Fibonacci. Then we're looking for a potential entry. We are in the last 15 minutes. So there are a number of you guys that don't trade the last 15 minutes, and instead you're going to wait for the turn of the hour trade. If you've had a good day so far, guys, that's exciting. I do think this very large sell down, again, the very large sell down will probably be addressed. At the moment, we're in a tier 1 reversal. Guys, it normally takes a tier 2 reversal. For these guys to dress themselves. Just watch these guys very closely. Very closely. Oh, don't you dare. Now, you guys know, for those that have been around me for a while, you know I want to be long as over the top of this SBR, right there. All right, now they've come in and give us a lower low. They've tagged the 50, and then they've picked up the buy orders. And so if you are long over the top of that SBR, guys, because you've got some experience, you've already gone through your first target and risk control point, please. All right, so please cut your risk off. Really important. It's really important. I wanted a lower low in order to pick up the SBR. If I got down here, guys, I wanted to pick up the body. They may have been listening to me. They literally may have been listening, which is just not cricket, guys, when they do that. Just not cricket. So either way, if you were a little sniper and you've seen the lower low into the 50 fib, guys, and you've gone long at the point we were talking about going long over here, well done. Guys, if that is not your trade, then that is also okay. Guys, we're just going to wait for the close of this candle. If we do get back inside, guys, the lower OSR, as we will be picking up an OSR reversal. It will be in the last 15 minutes, but we are allowed to trade pivot-based reversals in the last 15 minutes. I said what we would need is these buyers. To get a right wriggle on and get above that lower OSR. That'll be a really strong statement. Oh, dearie me. That's what we want. All right. So, guys, I'm trying to get in on here, and I got a lower low here. So I got in over the top of the body here. I was right there on that SBR, so that minus 17 rated SBR. I've gone long over the body of that one, guys, just to be transparent. Yeah, exactly. So I've gone long, guys. My first target is out. My ATM is controlled. Obviously, I can't lose any risk. I'm trying to potentially turn this into the 60-minute close. As in, you guys know these guys typically turn on the 60 minutes. So I'm trying to get everyone in here. I wanted to get in here. I needed a lower low. I must fail at Fibonacci. I got my personal order on here. As I've gone through my first target, my risk is controlled. I can't lose anything. Now I'm hoping to get a really dominant buying candle, which I've now got. Sellers still own the stair step. Right, so if we get a selling retrace, we're looking at an OSR reversal. If we get a selling retrace, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing, darling? Don't you dare come back down. So I'm trying to, as I'm trying to get a running trade. I want a runner. We got a runner. What's today? Wednesday, Tuesday. Got a runner, and it was just a pleasure to watch. Andy's still in from the long. Well done, Mikey. Is anyone, guys? Is anybody? Tasha, are you still long from the S2? Is anybody long from the S2? All right, if you are long, guys, from the S2, these guys are likely to retrace back down to the lower OSR. At the moment, guys, we are looking for Mikey's out, Ben, Andy's still in. So at this stage, guys, again, if we get a lovely retrace and a violent rejection, there is a reversal long, guys, over the top of the lower OSR at 0.65. Now, again, 0.65 has a risk control point of 0.70. We just need to be acutely aware, guys, that the sellers need to sell down and get absolutely annihilated. The volume has dropped out of the market because everybody knows we're on the hourly turn trade. All right, so I would suggest for the beginner traders, as we are waiting for these sellers to push down and get absolutely annihilated. All right, at the moment, I haven't seen that annihilation. Okay, so again, we'll just wait for them to bop along. 1, 2, sellers still own the stair step. We're looking for buying base reversals. Okay, so we're good, guys. Just let them come around the last 15 minutes. They do get, some days, they do get a little bit unpredictable as in the last 15. And that's why we've got this 15-minute rule about the only things we're allowed to trade. So we didn't get down to there. Some of you picked up the S2 reversal. I've got Andy is still long. Andy, are you using, Ben is still long. Okay. Are you guys using an early first target, long range second target, or are you using 3 targets? A 3 target strategy, guys, again, maybe a 5, 10, or a 5, 25, and 50. Yeah, 5, 25, and 50 is a monster ATM. Because if you can get a 50-point trade, it's $1,400 US. We obviously didn't have anywhere near 50 points at risk on that trade. There is no question. Okay, so for those looking for the turn of the hour, guys, we've got 6.5 minutes until the turn of the hour trade. Now, it can quite often turn maybe 5 to 10 minutes. 2 targets, Ben. Okay, perfect, guys. It can turn, as these guys can turn 10 minutes into the new hour. All right, now what it might take, okay, that is a Toby reversal long. So it might take a little bit more selling before the buyers say, you know what, I'm done. Oh, sorry, a little bit more selling before the buyers say, you know what, boom, you guys are in trouble. Now these sellers, guys, are creeping into the market with very low volume. We are in the last 90 seconds. So if you're looking at taking that 0.65 trade, guys, I wouldn't take it at this point because we are in the last 90 seconds. All right, the S&P is setting up, again, a double failure reversal off a pivot. Right? So the S&P trade is having a ball. S&P looks like, so let me just fix this here. The S&P 500 looks like the sellers are running out of steam into the close of the hour. Okay, perfect. So at this stage, guys, for us, sellers still own the stair step. There's no question about that. If the buyers are genuinely serious, guys, then they are going to buy above this candle here. They're going to buy above that candle there. They're going to treat that as a static bar reversal. Right now, we don't have permission to trade. Volumes dropped. as it does every day at this time. All the 60-minute chart traders are trying to work out what everybody else is doing. So 15-minute chart at this stage. This 15-minute chart. That is a static bar reversal long. As we're setting up a beautiful series of longs. Like a beautiful series. We've just got to get permission to trade. We can clean up some Fibonacci's while we're here. We don't need that one. We don't need that one. That one's fine. So this is the static bar reversal we were talking about earlier, guys. And the danger that I put on the chart was the static bar reversal long, or the reversal long on the 4-hour charts triggers, fails, turns around, and then they make it a swing trigger short, which is ultimately what they've done. All right, so that little purple thing, guys, don't you run now, FDAX, please. That little purple thing we spoke about, guys, right when we came in, this purple comment, it's exactly what they've done. Watch for the 60-minute swing trigger short if they buy first. So they bought first and just capitulated. So it means our analysis coming in was really good. Guys, now we've just got to wait for these guys to confirm either they're going to sell down again or they're going to reverse nicely. Either way, we're going to find that out pretty soon. FESX, 3 minutes to go. FESX looks like it wants to try and have a crack to the downside. All right, let's see what these guys, S&P 500 is moseying on down, guys, to a very key market level. And so this last 15 minutes, guys, be very, very careful. For those that don't know what we do, be very careful in the last 15 minutes, please. All right, so if the S&P tanks now, I'm just watching it in the background, if it tanks now, then we're going to chase it. If these guys don't tank, as we've got a series of really lovely reversals, we just need permission to go long. If they give us a monster red candle, guys, they're going to try and go short again. Right, now these sellers are damaging the buyers with no volume. Okay, so just let them come through. Just let them do what they do. That is a... So just let them come through. Okay. All right, let's see. Now this is the dream trade. As they've just come low enough. You know, I was talking about, wouldn't it be great if they came down here and picked up that body-based SBR entry? They're literally doing exactly what we want them to do at exactly the wrong time. So what we may be eyeing off, guys, so we're in the last 90 seconds of the last candle of the hour. Okay, mate, well done. So you're out at 728 and 11. That's a really good trade, mate. Well done. That is awesome. Okay, so at this stage, guys, we are looking for the potential for a double failure reversal. So a DFR, double failure reversal off the S2. These sellers are very strong on low volume, guys, but I wouldn't take it as a unless they get below the S2. If they get below the S2, holy moly, it's meltdown time. So 45 seconds, guys, we're looking for a double failure reversal. We're looking for a double failure reversal off the S2. So at this stage, guys, so don't put an order on now, guys. Last 30 seconds of the last candle of the hour. These guys look to be robustly cranky. There is no question about that at all. So we're going to need these guys to close above the S2. We're going to need them to then push down. So they must close above the S2. As for us to pick up an S2 reversal, this is why we wait for the turn of the hour. We cannot take a long trade, guys. We cannot take a long trade Yeah, we cannot take a long trade. There is no question about that, as they are insanely strong to the downside. So what does this mean? I can't send you short, guys. The risk is too much. I can't send you long because we're under a pivot. What has my FESX done? My FESX has closed on yesterday's low. So my FESX is closed on yesterday's low. So we've closed on yesterday's low, guys, and then we've gapped up. So what it means at this point in time is, for the junior traders, we didn't get the double failure reversal that we're allowed to trade. Right? So we didn't get the DFR that we are allowed to trade. What does that ultimately mean? What does that ultimately mean? We are now looking for a reversal long, right? So we're now looking for a reversal long, as that reversal long would need to be, let me just double check here. Okay, that one. Sorry guys, I've got a trade copier that I'm just making sure is turned on properly. So at this stage, we are looking for a long. We need confirmation, that the buyers are going to close above the S2. All right, now let me move. Sorry guys, I've now got a trade copy issue that I'm trying to fix on the run, but that's okay. We'll fix that on the run. So what I've got, guys, I've got a big sell down candle that has got too much risk that we're not allowed to sell under. All right, I can't go long. So I can't go long over the top of the S2 because I'm assuming a close over the S2. If we do get, so we've got a very, very strong reversal potentially setting up, guys, off yesterday's low on the FESX in 2 minutes and 35. If I get a ratio-based reversal here on the FDAX, it will be off the S2. What we do have to keep a very close eye on, guys, is the 50 fib of the micro trend. All right, so where is the 50 fib of the micro trend? Because that's going to catch out a ton of traders who think, I've caught the bottom of the market, I'm going to slam these guys to the high side. So what I'd love to see, guys, what I would love to see, if we are going to get a really robust move to the high side, what I would love to see is a ratio-based candle close above the S2. I would then like to see the ratio-based candle above the S2. I would then like to see a nice Fibonacci retracement and rejection, as we've already spoken about many, many times. With this retracement, guys, so don't forget also, there'd be a whole lot of people that are trying to go short, right? So note, for example, if I bring that Fibonacci onto this sell candle, there'd be a whole lot of people that want to sell short here under the S2, right? A ton of those people. Now, if you put a Fibonacci on, which we've just done, they've caught them at the 50 fib, which is acceptable. However, we're now in the last 90 seconds of the candle. If the sellers have been unable to engage a very, very heavy wholesale short below the S2, there's going to be a whole lot of people globally that look at this and go, oh, I think we're in trouble. As in the selling traders that sold down here. Again, we'll just wait for the close of the candle because they're either in trouble or they're not in trouble. If we were to close, guys, another trade underneath, if we were to close another candle underneath the S2, so if we were to close underneath the S2, then we are actually looking at the potential for a really, really heavy sell down. All right, so at this stage, the risk on a sell is too much for the new traders. I want a tiny little ratio-based candle long to close over the top of the S2. I'd like the FESX, guys, to get caught at yesterday's low. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. I want these guys to get caught at yesterday's low. Okay, so we, of course. So the FESX is under yesterday's low, guys. The FDAX has closed over the S2, then gapped under the S2, which is why it is so imperative, guys, you wait for that last 10 seconds. Don't go in the last 10 seconds. Quite often the candle changes character completely. We've got an incredible ratio drop. Guys, I can't give you a long. For multiple reasons, basically pivots. Can I give you a short? Again, to go short, guys, we must get a structured retrace. We must get a structured rejection. Last time they cruised up and failed at the 50. This time we would want them cruising up and failing at the 38 or the 23 and getting absolutely annihilated. See that 38 failure there that just occurred? So that's the first failure. Normally they'll kiss it a number of times before getting absolutely annihilated. So we'll watch for the annihilation. That's what we're watching. So don't just put a sell order on now, guys. Your sell order, if you're going to sell the market for the experienced traders, is that Delta V2 down the bottom. So you basically want to now be sitting in the stop losses of all of these buyers who are trying to turn the market. Okay, S&P 500, let me just double check. In the background, S&P 500 is below the gap, but is now trying to reverse back above the gap. So we are being very careful, guys. We've had a reasonable trading session today. We're being very, very careful about what we're doing. Okay, for the advanced traders, that delta short, guys, for the advanced traders, the delta short, I would suggest outside the range of the delta is down here at 0.23. Okay, the 0.23 delta is valid. 5-point risk control. It'll have around 20 points of risk, right? 20 to 25 points of risk. If you are going to go short on the delta, guys, right, you'd be short, guys, at 0.23 or the slightly higher delta at 0.24. Just watch carefully, guys. They've basically picked up the 0.24s and 2.3s. You want to make sure that they punish your 5-point target very fast, guys, because this is a delta that's come under the chart and it doesn't have a higher high, guys. It's just a delta. Now, the delta is not outside the range of an efficient candle, but it is, guys, just sitting under an S2. So what does it mean? If you're a delta trader short at 24, guys, it's gone through your risk control. If you're short at 23, it's gone through your first target and risk control point. My concern is the speed that they hit those deltas. Guys, that's my concern. Now, if you've gone short, guys, well done. If you haven't gone short, you are waiting for the buyers to push in and fail again and come back down. You're also watching the last 90 seconds, which we are now in. So we're not going to take the delta short again, please. All right, so we're not going to take the delta short again. We are in the last 90 seconds. What I would be fascinated by is on the 15-minute chart, if we get back above the S2, guys, on the 15-minute close, even if we get back above on the 5-minute close, as then we could be looking at a ratio-based reversal. All right, so the deltas are valid. They're deltas under a pivot failure. They've already gone through their first target and risk control if you trade a delta. As if you don't trade a delta, we are waiting for this candle to close. We are in the last 90 seconds. We're not going to take another trade at this stage. The lower low, guys, on the market, if we do close back above the S2, the lower low does set up the opportunity for some really lovely reversals. And those reversals will be long. We've got a long way to the 50 fib of the micro trend, and this candle is probably going to change its personality, guys, particularly in the last 10 seconds, because these Eurex traders love doing that. Okay, so just wait for them to close. Guys, they must close above the S2 or gap above the S2. See, look at these last 10 seconds. They've gone from green to red. That last 10 seconds is so important. As the last 10 seconds is so important. So at this stage, guys, we can't go short again, guys. We're not allowed to go short again. Again, I'll gear up for a long, guys. I'd suggest there'd be a lot of people in the world watching this 15-minute chart close. If that 15-minute chart close, guys, closes above the S2, we're likely to get quite a big gap to the high side. All right, the 50 fib of the micro trend, which is the one thing that's going to catch a ton of people out, is here. So if we can pick up a really good reversal down here, guys, particularly a ratio style reversal, our first problem is up at 45. That's our first problem. Second problem's all the way back at the lower OSR. We've just got to get permission to reverse. If you are in the delta, or some of you may still be in the delta if they flash through your entry is 24. Guys, or 23, you've got a 5-point first target and risk control. We're obviously going through those again. All right, now, again, Dan's trade, guys, on the opening candle short. I don't think he's still short, but that is a very impressive trade. Very, very, very impressive trade. All right, lower low, guys, so Fibonacci at this stage, we just have to trade very carefully, guys, please. The Fibonacci, the issue will be here. So I'll just put a line on the chart, simplify what we're looking at, making sure we're not seeing anything we shouldn't see. S&P 500, guys, is now below its gap. So they are very cranky. So for the Europeans here, guys, we really need the FESX to close back above yesterday's low. If we get an efficient close, guys, if we get a big red candle below yesterday's low, that's going to drag the FDAX with us. So again, what are these guys up to over here? Yesterday's low is actually not actually that important, guys. It's actually not that important. All right, we'll wait for the candle to close, guys. As you can see, these candles change their personality, particularly in the last 10 seconds. If we were to buy, guys, we've got a lower low. If we were to buy and hold above the S2, guys, if we were to buy and hold above the S2, particularly on the 15-minute close, which is 2 minutes away, we are going to pick up, guys, a really, really lovely little reversal. I think that will be a really important acid test for what these guys want to achieve in the 15 minutes that are going to take us through to the session end. Is to pick up a really lovely reversal off the S2. If we've got 15-minute chart agreement, we're looking at maybe up to a 45-minute trade. So we've just got to wait for the target to pop up, guys. So like little snipers in the grass, we are waiting for the perfect trade. There's nothing more, nothing less. All right, so we are literally waiting for the perfect trade. It looks like they're creeping in. Okay, so that 15-minute close is going to be really important. There's no question about that. At this stage, we are going to get a really, really strong. Be careful, guys. Don't front run this buy signal, guys. Don't put the buy order on early, please. Assuming a close over the S2 is a very, very dangerous mistake. So we're not going to do that. Okay. They're going to flick around, guys, particularly on this close. They are going to flick around. As in flicker around. So again, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a pretty strong close. Guys, again, we've got distance to the 50 fib of the micro trend. All I need is a little bit of a sell down, guys, to justify. They must close over the S2 or gap over the S2. They must. What are you guys going to do, please? Please gap over the S2. Right, 15-minute close. Are you going to gap up or down, please? Gap up. Perfect. So we need the sellers to show, guys. We need the sellers to show slightly. If you are a body SBR trader, guys, we need the sellers to sell down underneath the price point of 031. Underneath 031, and then we're looking for a 031 entry. You can put a backup entry, guys, at 035. Now, the deal with the backup entry, we're going to be holding around 20 points of risk. If you are using the backup entry, as we want these guys, Fibonacci-wise, to move straight through to the 50 fib of the micro trend. If you guys are long at 35, please, you're out at 40. Right? If you're long at 35, you got your first target out at 40. Well done. What we now want is to pick up a big run in the market. Now the Fibonacci's, guys, so there'd be a couple of different entries, guys, Again, you might be over the top of the current candle. You could be, again, long at 035. We do need, if we're going to get a run, this needs to be a dominant candle. Now, we know about the 50 fib of the micro trend. We've got a positive 15-minute chart close. The challenge for these guys will be the high of the 15-minute chart, which is 045, which is the 50 fib of the micro trend. Fancy that. It all comes into alignment. Okay, so if we're going to get a run, guys, they are going to try and push through this 76 fib a second time. If they can't push through it, that's as far as we're going to go. I'm hoping the FESX shows some really serious strength here, because if we can push through our risk control point and the 50 fib of the micro trend, we're going to start pushing up here, guys. So at this stage, if you're long at 035 outside the range of the candle, then you've gone through your first target. There's no question about that. If you are long over the body, guys, of the static bar reversal, if you manage to get an entry on when they dropped underneath it, you've gone through your first target and your second target. Volatility is currently 21, guys. So again, a 5-point first target, either a 15 or 20-point second target would be really good. We need the buyers to push through this 76 fib. They've been up there twice. As if we push up there a second time and they don't break, it's because they're concerned about the 50 fib of the micro trend. Okay, so they're going to come all the way back down to where we entered. So we might have another ATM trade. Okay. Incredible stuff. All right, so it's a day, guys. It's a day of very short range targets. So if anybody's long at 035, guys, you've obviously gone through your target at 040. That was your backup trade for that particular order. Now that we're back down here, guys, again, I don't mind the body entry off the SBR. Again, so the body entry, guys, is 31. If you're going long at 31, your first target and risk control point is 36. You're back there again. What we ultimately need, guys, for a really nice run, if that SBR body is going to run, that's a beautiful minus 12 rated candle. If it's going to run, as we need the FESX to close a strong green candle. All right, now, do I have anybody long over the top of the SBR at 31 who's gone long again, who's trying to hold for long range targets? So have I got anybody that's long, that's trying to hold for long range targets off the SBR entry or the cover order over the top of the candle? Okay, let me have a quick look. Bought my stop behind the S2, then went back towards my project. Okay, we've got yes. US market's very angry. Suzanne got 5 and 2. Yeah, this next 15 seconds, is going to be, oh, wow. This next 15 seconds is, look at this. That's why we wait for the candle to close. So at this stage, the sellers own the stair step. We're still looking for buying base reversals. if we were to get a lower low on the FDAX, guys, we're looking for another S2 reversal. Okay, we're looking for another S2 reversal. At the moment, we don't have a lower low. Guys, our volume is fine. Oh, sorry, our volume is fine. We don't have a lower low. Let me just... Okay. So before we oopsie, don't you move that quickly, please. I was just moving stuff around on my backup screens. I was about to say we need a Fibonacci drawn up to catch them on the way down. If these guys sell down, guys, and fail at Fibonacci, we may be setting up an S2 reversal. At the moment, I would make sure that sell down is very, very impressive. These guys look like they're in absolute demolish mode, guys. So if you got ATM there's nothing wrong with getting ATM, guys. You can probably see why getting ATM'd was probably not bad. Not a bad thing to get ATM'd. Now we are at this stage. What are we looking at this stage? We are looking at the potential for a very, very large sell down. So we'll just get ready for that. Okay. Just clicking on buttons, guys, here in the background, getting ready. Okay, this one. All right, so at this stage, this one. It's 2 minutes 30. I'm just going to reload, guys, just reload data on the FDAX. Just making sure a pivot level is correct in the background. Come on, quick. Off you go, please. Okay, that one can come off. We don't need that. All right. Okay, back to here. So, guys, so note this time they've tried twice to get through that 76 Fibonacci. They couldn't even get to the normal risk control point. I think they kind of shied away. From the S2 or from the 50-fib of the micro trend. Now we could be looking at an incredibly strong sell that's about to occur. Now at this stage, the market is actually approaching the high point. That is that high point that I was showing you before from these charts, daily chart. They're actually approaching in fact, it's a very, very, very key, guys, a very key level from like on the weekly chart. It's all the way over here. So if we're going to sell below that, guys, these guys are going to try and come and close these gaps to the downside, which could be an enormous move. Down. So this is where we're going to have to be very, very careful. There's your weekly SBR we spoke about. Obviously, the weekly SBR is in vogue, and we're continuing to sell down quite hard. So now we're closing an efficient candle below the S2. So now we're closing an efficient candle below the S2. We're looking for a retrace. I was looking for a retrace and a rejection in order to go short. So I think at this point in time, I'm going to put a yellow circle on the body entry only. Sorry, it was the cover entry over the top of that candle. Again, it's only gone to tiny targets. It's basically achieved not a great deal. 17 seconds until the candle closes. It's going to be an efficient candle short on both European markets. Nice Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. If we were to pick up a short, Guys, the short is 1 point underneath the candle down here at 0611. Guys, 0611. We know about the resistance in the market down here. There's no question about that at all. All right, so we know about the resistance. Let's just see what these guys give us. That's a 66 Fibonacci retracement. That is, again, unless these buyers get absolutely demolished, then we are looking at, unless we get these buyers push up, guys, get absolutely demolished, they're going to target that 88.6 Fibonacci to the downside. That's what they're probably going to be targeting. 26,000, guys. I've just noticed 26,000. Can you believe we are back down to 26,000? So 26,000, guys, will be a really, really strong, really strong price point for these guys to sell down to. A very strong price point. So again, we're just waiting for the nice retrace, waiting for a violent rejection. Today, guys, has been a day of little trades, except for Dan's trade at the top. It's just incredible. Except for Dan's trade at the top, guys. That's going to get a purple circle because, that'll get a purple circle because I didn't call that trade. Very important point. Dan got it though, guys, based on his training, and that is huge. I can hear Arlen coming back online. Hello, Arlen. How are you?
Yeah.
We've had a very not difficult day. We've had a technical day where we've had to be very, very careful. We have only picked up for the senior traders a single touch reversal off the S2. We got an SBR here, which was absolutely lovely. These guys have then tanked again. We got a tiny little trade down here because we were dancing all over the S2. So we can only say today, Arlen, we've got 3 trades. Only got 3 trades.
Hey, we live and learn, don't we? We live and
3
learn.
trades. Yeah, 3 trades. The OSR and the pivots were the ones that were basically holding us out of the market. I think these guys are probably going to tank to 26,000. That would be very, very normal for the FDAX to try and do that. And at this stage, we've got a sell order. Down here at 011, but the buyers have pushed back into the market. At this stage, the sellers haven't addressed them. So it's going to be a 3 trade day. That's all we're going to get, 3 trades. But we have followed our rules and we've done what we're told, and I think that's the important bit.
Well, first of all, I'm happy that you guys are, even if you're taking not an insane amount of trades, guys and girls, it's all about learning, it's all about observing, taking notes, noticing the trends, and Lachlan, I feel like you're doing that absolutely wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining, guys and girls, either whether you're on Zoom or on YouTube. Mind you, I just sent in the chat on YouTube and in Zoom as well. We have 15% off if you guys are using the code NEW15, or you can also use Lachlan's code. Is it Samurai 15 these days, Lachlan?
Yes, it's TTP Samurai. Yes.
There you go. So that's really, really wonderful. Guys and girls, thank you so much for joining. Lachlan, thank you for another wonderful live trading room. And we'll see you again here next week at the Trading Pit with Lachlan. And tomorrow, whoever's trading with Samurai Day Trading, you have your usual live trading room.
Arlen, can I just be rude? I do have traders now short at 011. So for those that are short at 011, all right, you're going to try and trade down to 26,000, please. So watch this. Watch. So guys, if you're short, sorry, Arlen, I don't want to cut you off. If you guys are short at 011, volatility says a 10-point first target is going to take you to 26,001, or you go for a 5-point first target, 10-point second target. But please make sure if you are short at 011, you've gone through your first target and cut your risk off. Very important point. Okay, Sorry, Alan. I took all your thunder away.
Listen, Lachlan, I have a lot of thunder. You cannot take it away. All good. Thank you so much. Happy trading, everyone. We'll see you again here next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.